Hey y'all. So I am back in town and at my usual park, and I just did my device. I will say I'm so glad I figured out bathing while on road trips and doing my washcloth bath on road trips, because I don't feel disgusting. I feel just whatever, like a normal day, except I have like a stain on my shirt, and this is coffee. I don't know, but to be honest, a stain on my shirt is not really that unusual for me. I remember when my son was growing up, and there was this moment where I realized that my son no longer had stains on their shirts, but I had stains on my shirts. I'm like, oh no, my kid is more careful about eating than I am. It's not that I'm not careful, it's that I'm actually just very klutzy and not self-aware of my own body. I am actually much more self-aware than I used to be from living in a car, because I've move around so much and I can hit my head so easily so many times that I now hit my head a lot less. But that might change whenever I change anything in the car or get a different car. Okay, so since coming back, I have put tons of things on my planner to-do list. I've even started planning out next week. Now next week is a tentative plan because I have jury duty, so I might have to go in at any particular time. Today's Thursday. I think on Sunday I actually find out the next time I have to check in, if I might have to show up on Monday, which I probably won't, because I'm like I'm not in the first group or anything, but when the next time is I check in. And so we'll see if I get called or if I'm just going to be on call all week, and that might be all I have to do. So what I'm planning to do starting really now is to have like dedicated days that are either, when I'm in town, it's either going to be a work day working on both of my channels, both of my businesses, or it's going to be a day that's going to be a project day. And project days could be errands, it could be sorting through my 10x10 storage, that kind of stuff. I also want to start going hiking twice a week, because fundamentally the best way to get in shape for something is to do the something. The reason I have so much more functional mobility in the car is because I've been doing all these things in the car. Like I'm sitting right now, crisscross applesauce, and I'm comfortable now sitting this way. I used to not be comfortable this way, but after doing this every day for over a month, I now can do it. I can now like bend my legs to get inside the car coming from the side, and I can go from back to forth. I have actual better core strength because I have to hold myself using these handles and moving around the car. So the best way to get into shape for something is to do the thing. So I want to start doing hiking twice a week at least, but pick ahead of time 2 days a week that I will go hiking, typically in the morning. What I'm most likely going to do is, that will be the days I don't work out at the gym, then that'll be the days I go hiking. And depending upon the temperature outside, I might actually do it first thing in the day, not go to the gym first and shower or anything. Well, except I have to pee. I don't know how it's going to work. I might still have to go to the gym. I might have to go to the gym and take a shower, because otherwise where am I going to pee? Anyway, all right, that may not work. So still, those will be the 2 days that I don't worry about working out at the gym. I'll just go to the bathroom and take a shower there. Okay, so I made big lists of all the things that I'm going to be working on for the next effectively week and a half. I can't really plan that much past that, because I don't know if I get put on a jury, and if I did get put on a jury, how long I would have to serve for the jury, right? If you get put on a jury, it could be something that takes half a day, but it could be something that takes 3 weeks. I mean, you should have absolutely no idea. Now you might say, well, you're a lawyer, you shouldn't get put on a jury. I agree with you. I would never put me on a jury, not just because I'm a lawyer, but because I'm the kind of person where I would have strong opinions, and people tend to follow me about my opinions. Not everybody, a lot of people disagree with me, don't get me wrong, but I would have a lot of say on a jury. And then the fact that I'm a lawyer would even give me more say. So no one in the right mind should ever put me on a jury. You just never know. I have sat in the jury box before, but I got kicked off the jury. That the defense used one of their discretionary things to, no, it was the prosecution used one of their discretionaries to kick me off, which I thought was hilarious. And they were correct, don't get me wrong. Okay, so I have a lot of things that I'm working on, but there's going to be some big main things. Number one, well, tomorrow I'm going to do like just laundry and all that kind of stuff. But besides that, for my work day stuff, it's me working on my channels effectively. Like I need to be spending more time working on my legal channel, since that's the one that actually makes money. And then I'm also gonna be doing some things with this channel. I actually just bought a new camera that's gonna come on Sunday that's made for vlogging. So I think that will be really helpful. So I won't be doing everything on my phone. One of the problems I have is sometimes I'm actually literally doing something on my phone. Like my phone's being used for maps or whatever, and I can't film at the same time, and it creates weirdness. It'd also be nice to have 2 different cameras sometimes, so I don't have to like repeat stuff. I know there's a lot of people who on YouTube who do vlogging type things who put their camera down and then it records them doing their thing, and then they obviously have to go back and pick up the camera, and then they do their point of view doing it. So doing everything twice, and I don't really have the patience for that. I'm not the kind of person who's gonna do something multiple times just to get the shot. I mean, we have to be realistic about who we are as people, and I'm not patient like that. I'm just not. I might do occasionally, but generally speaking, not gonna do that. So the other big thing working on is sorting through the 10 by 10, pulling out everything that I'm actually gonna keep, and pulling out the stuff that's gonna go to recycling or shredding, and then the stuff that's going to go to the junk hauler. And so that I really wanna get that done this month. So yeah, so I've started really planning out. I figured out what day each day next week is gonna be a work day versus a project day. Now what I'm gonna do tomorrow on Friday is kind of half work day and half project day, and that's just because I've been out of town, so everything kind of needs to get done. And on the weekend I'll have one day that's a project day and one day that's a work day, and then I also need to check my jury duty stuff on Sunday. So yeah, I had a very good time on my trip. I struggled a bit with dispersed camping. I struggled a bit with being around crowds of people. It's not that being around crowds exactly, it's figuring out what space I fit into. I definitely fit into certain kinds of campgrounds and certain kinds of dispersed camping, but then there's other kind of campgrounds that I do not fit into. I'm not that vibe. And so it's really hard to figure that out on paper. You can do it in person very easily. You just walk in the room and know where you fit. It's a vibe, right? But how do you figure that out on paper? That's something I'm still determining. Right now, I'm very inefficient at finding the right places for me to do dispersed camping or free campgrounds or whatever. I will get more efficient over time. I will get better at this. Just right now, I'm not. And I like to be efficient, if you haven't figured that out. So yeah, so I need to go through, tomorrow's gonna be all my inboxes, which is, there's many different inboxes. It's gonna be editing video. I have multiple videos for this channel to edit. And then it's also gonna be brainstorming a video list for my other channel. So I have a big, huge spreadsheet of all kinds of topics, but I haven't picked through them or outlined them. And I want to make a list of all the videos that I'm going to outline next, including videos that I could just shoot in the car, as well as videos that I'm gonna shoot on a set. When I say set, I mean I'm going to rent a hotel room and shoot. I'm not going to schedule that right now because I gotta see if I'm gonna put it on a jury. So once I get through next week, and if I don't get put on a jury and I'm officially dismissed from jury service for the next year, then I will select a day to have a hotel room so I can film for my other channel and have like a big day where I spend all of one afternoon and then some of the next morning filming while I'm in there. And I can also fill up, recharge every single battery I have and get to stay in a hotel room for the night and shower there and what have you. So that will be nice in and of itself. All right, so it's nice to be back in doing my normal routine, because this routine is easy because I have it figured out. Oh, that's another thing that I want to do is when I travel, I want to still have the same routine to the extent possible. So like how this morning I washed up before I made breakfast. That's what I do here, is I go to the gym and I take a shower before I have breakfast. So I want to keep the same routines in the same kind of order. It might be done differently, a shower versus a washcloth bath, but still the same routine. And that's what I'm hoping I can start figuring out. Because I didn't take my vitamins all week. I mean, there's totally a bunch of different things I didn't do because I just didn't stick to my routines because I was in a different place. And I don't think that's helpful for me. I think it's really I get a lot of mental health self-care from my routines. And then the other thing is, since I'm still figuring out dispersed camping and traveling and how to travel and work at the same time and all that, it takes a lot of energy to just exist. Where that was very much how it was when I was living in a car here in town in the first couple weeks, is it took a lot of energy just to exist. Where now I don't have to think. I have this routine. It's just I just do these things in this order and it works. So that will happen when I travel as well. I'll get to that point eventually, and I'm not there yet with traveling, but I am there for the most part when I'm here in town, at least the summer version of it. It will be different when it is 5 p.m. and it's dark and the parks are closed because they close at sunset. I will have to change the routine and go to a library in the evening or be in a parking lot in the evenings, or who knows, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing in the evenings. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna be doing tomorrow. And then obviously projects are things like tomorrow is laundry, grocery store, putting away all my laundry, tidying the car and putting stuff in the 5x5 storage that's camping stuff. I have a handful of things. I also got a toilet frame that you put a bag in. So I got that. So that's very exciting. So I can have that the next time I go dispersed camping, when I'm dispersed camping around other people. And I need privacy. I'm getting a tent. It's going to come on Sunday. It's going to go to my significant other's house. So yeah, so I got some exciting things coming. No, it comes on Monday. Sunday is the camera, which is going to be super exciting. And I need to set up my financial tracking for August because I didn't do it. On Tuesday on August 1st, I paid the bills and everything, but I didn't set up my new monthly tracking stuff. So I will be also setting that stuff as well. So today is a work day. We'll see how my head does, because if the migraine comes back, I'm not going to work. But also yesterday, I also finished editing a video and put it up. So I ended up doing some work. So today is a work day. Before I start that, I'm going to go to the park. Actually, I'm going to work some at the park. Then I'm going to go to my storage, put away camping stuff. And then that way I can get my chair in my trunk. It's driving me up the wall. And then I'm going to start doing work. I need to brainstorm video list for my other channel. I want to start working on planning stuff for my Patreons on that other channel. And then I'll work on editing video. I have just so much video edited for this channel. And then, clear out my inboxes. Yesterday, I went through almost all my inboxes, but didn't finish my email inbox for my law firm. So I need to work on that. Today is going to be a hot day. It's going to be in the 90s. So what I'm probably going to do is start out at the park, do a bit of work there, go to my storage, which doesn't open on Sundays till 10. This is one of the reasons I'm planning to go different storage, is having it have really short hours on Sunday actually is a big problem when there's traffic here is so bad. And I kind of want to leave this part of the town, but not this park because I'm not there yet, but and then go over to the library, which opens at 10. No, the library opens at noon, and then work in the library, especially since it's going to be really hot. The library closes at 5 though, so I'll have to leave there then. It is difficult on days that it's hot, especially if the day falls on a Sunday, because Sunday is when places have their shortest hours, like the library or whatever. There might be other libraries. There are other libraries that have longer hours. They don't, even those on Sundays have shorter hours, so I don't think it'd be that helpful to go to one of them. Because I was like, could I go over to that part of town where that library's open until 9? It's not open to 9 on Sundays, only during the week. So I got my new camera, the DJI Pocket 2. Got the creator combo, so it comes with all kinds of extra stuff. It's the short version of that. I haven't even opened it yet because I need to write this down. I need to get memory card. I need to get a memory card from my storage because I already have them, I think. I need to open this up and make sure that it needs the memory card that I think and then I can actually use it, so we'll have new things. I decided to get a new camera. My business paid for this, which means I paid for it, but I got a tax deduction. I got a new camera because I don't want to always be using my cell phone for shooting, even though I think it's great to use a cell phone for shooting. It keeps things simple, but there are times where that doesn't make sense. Also, this has a gimbal, so I can do kind of the walking and talking videos, and I think that will be helpful. And I really saw that when I was traveling is it didn't make sense to always use my phone for. So yeah, it has a integrated tripod, so you can just put it down. It has different lenses, and it has a wireless mic, so that will be helpful for capturing sound when it's really windy. I do have a mic for this phone, but with the wind sock thing on it, but I haven't really been using it because it tends to be that when I want to capture video, it's I don't want to do it right then. I don't want to dig out something. And so my thought is by having a dedicated camera, then it's already set up, you know what I mean? And I won't be digging it out and trying to change things over. It comes with a whole bunch of little things, but mostly it's this is the creator combo. It has a handle that has all kinds of integration. So it has Bluetooth, so I can use my phone as a monitor. Maybe also my iPad, which is still in the trunk and I haven't dug out and started using. I also want to use my iPad for travel planning, and because I paid for the Gaia GPS, and I want to get that on my, it probably already is on my iPad, but I wanted to log in with the paid version so I can do trip planning on that, because it's obviously easier to look at a map on a bigger screen. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I'm really happy with how this day started so far, because I've been able to take a shower, obviously, and I was able to study Spanish. One thing interesting, side note, about language learning is the various apps, which I'm using Babbel for Spanish. You have to have internet connection. So I couldn't work on that when I was unplugged. And I like to do that first kind of thing in the morning after bathing and eating, usually like either while I'm eating breakfast or after breakfast. And so I couldn't do that when I was traveling. So I need to have, now I do also have for Japanese, I have Japanese Pod 101, and you can download lessons ahead of time, which I did. So I need to have some ways to study Spanish that do not require internet connection. Use something where I can download something, or it doesn't need an internet connection at all. So I'm gonna look into that. Hey all, so I've started doing my new kind of daily routine system, which is to have dedicated work days and dedicated project days. The project days when I'm traveling will kind of turn into travel days, you know, days where I'm hiking or doing cool stuff, whatever. But when I'm in town, they're project days. Right now, my project is getting out my 10 by 10 storage and then consolidating the stuff I want with my 5 by 10, with my 5 by 5 into a 5 by 10. Anyway, that's the project. So yeah, so I'm having dedicated work days and dedicated project days, not based upon like a Monday through Friday week at all. I pick different days depending upon the weather, depending upon other stuff I want to do, depending upon appointments, depending upon other people I want to spend time with, whatever. So, and I also mix it up. Like I don't do 3 work days in a row. Now I am going to do 2 work days in a row, today and tomorrow, but that's fine. The idea is that it helps me focus and be in a certain mode. And I think it really is helping that, because Saturday I was very productive. I felt no guilt, not working, even though, because I had been out of town and hadn't done any work for many days, but because today it was a project day. And so I focused on working on the 10 by 10. And even though I had a migraine, I actually got a lot of stuff done and feel like I finally started making progress on that. Then today is a work day. Made a lot of progress on work, got multiple videos done, edited, uploaded, another big long video halfway done. I got a Instagram reel up. This is all for my off-grid channel. And I also did a bunch of brainstorming for my legal channel, and the legal channel is the one that makes money, so I need to be focusing back on that. I'm not going to do recording until I can make a reservation in a hotel room, and I'm not going to make a reservation for a hotel room to be my studio until I know if my jury duty service is happening or not. I'm on call for jury duty next week, and so there'll be at some point I'll either get put on a jury or I'll be dismissed. And so if I get put on a jury, then I'm not filming videos or doing anything else, because I'm going to be doing jury service. If I don't get put on a jury and I'm dismissed from service, then I will make a reservation for a hotel room so I can film video. So anyway, I was able to be very productive for both of my businesses. So I feel really good about that, even though it is, well, my car thinks it's 97 degrees. It's actually probably about 92 degrees. And yeah, so I've been having a really good day. I'm really happy with the videos that I edited. I feel really good about them. I did a video that was different, that had music and stuff, and that was really fun. It's fun to kind of mix it up and have different kind of videos, have shorter videos, longer ones, and ones that are more kind of music-y versus talking heads. So that was really good. Now I am going to the park, and I do not have to do any more work today unless I really feel like it, because I got a whole lot of things done. I got all the things done on my to-do list. Either everything on my to-do list for this week either got done, or I've moved it to next week to do tomorrow in a conscious on purpose way. So I might do a little bit more video editing if I'm in the mood for it, or I might just read a book or watch a show or play a game, or or look out the window and watch the trees blow in the wind. I don't know, we'll see. But it is nice to kind of have a work day and then get to a point where you feel like, it's like you're done with your work day. For the record, it's 4:15 p.m. I actually started doing work very early this morning. I think I was actually doing some of the work before I got to the park, so before 8 a.m. So it was probably 7 or something. So I really worked kind of at almost a traditional full day of work. And that's it. The nice part is because I work in different locations, I'm working at the park, I'm going to the library, I'm in a different parking lot somewhere. It really breaks the day up, even if I'm doing a very full work day, and doesn't feel like I'm working all day. So that's very nice. All right, I will update you later on the status of how my new kind of schedule is going. So one aspect that's kind of interesting about living in a car is it's 94 degrees right now, and I'm in, I would say about 80% shade, it's not 100% shade. And I'm just lounging here and I have a fan on me, but yeah, I'm fine. It's interesting how I've adapted to that heat. Don't get me wrong, there's 20-something% humidity. I mean, it's not humid at all. But still, it used to be that 94 degrees, I would have just been dying, you know, and now I'm just like, no, you know. So there is this kind of interesting adaptableness after weeks of living in my car. Now I'm at 5 weeks of living in my car, over a month. And yeah, it just is interesting how I've adapted to temperature. Now, the biggest problem I have right now dealing with temperature is actually the fact that I still get hot flashes, and I'm getting more and more hot flashes. And that sucks. It sucks when it's 95 degrees and it sucks when it's 40 degrees. So, you know, they're just different problems of hot flashes. So, you know, that is what it is. But that would be true if I lived in the air conditioning. And it is interesting to me how temperature is so subjective based upon what you're used to. So multiple strangers have talked to me today. Like, do I have a fun vibe? Talk to me vibe? I don't know. One liked my pillow. And then the other was the person who was parked in this red car next to me before the library was open and talked to me about the weather. I mean, typical, you know, weather and state of the roads conversation. But it's funny, like, I don't know how that happens now. Maybe I'm just because I'm literally not in the house or in an apartment. But yeah, I end up talking to strangers. It's so weird for me. I know some of you are extroverts and you talk to strangers all the time, but I'm INFJ introvert person. That is not normal for me. So I'm having one of those weird times, and this happens when you live in a house or apartment or work in an office, but where I'm sitting here waiting for time to pass. So at 5 p.m., then I can check to see if I have to go in for jury duty tomorrow. Oh, and then when the next time is that I have to actually check when I need to go on jury duty. But it's like 4:30 something, and so I'm literally just like, I don't know. I was really productive today. I got a whole bunch of work done. I had the other stuff that I was going to do today, that I plan to do today, is actually organize stuff in the car, but it's still kind of hot. I don't want to do that when it's still hot. I was going to wait to do that until, 5 or 6 o'clock or later when it's nice and cool, and then it's not as hard to do stuff out, work on carrying things and moving things around. So I'm really just like waiting for time to pass. I hate that. I hate this waiting for time to pass. It feels so not like a useful use of my time. So I mean, obviously there's tons of things I can do, but since it's kind of hot, I don't really want to do a lot of the things that might be on that list. I might end up just watching a show or something, because yeah, it's like 90 degrees here. There's a really nice breeze, like 50 miles per hour breeze, but man, it's still warm. I had been at the library but it's 78 degrees in the library because I was right next to the little thermostat, and there's no breeze. Weirdly, that felt hotter because of having zero breeze, and I kept getting hot flashes, and it was just no good. So once I got my videos uploaded and ready, all scheduled, and I got my laptop fully charged and stuff, I was like, that's enough. That's enough of this. I'll just go to the bathroom, fill up my water from the drinking fountain, and be done with the library. I got a Subway sandwich today. I haven't had a Subway in a really long time. I used to work there when I was in high school and throughout college. It's so different now with how the sandwiches are made and everything than the 1990s. And back when I worked at Subway, there wasn't even a toasting thing. I mean, you know. But anyway, and also it was a heck of a lot cheaper. You know, it was like $7. Well, I think it was 6 something. I don't know, whatever, for a 6-inch. But that's still cheaper than a lot of other food that I could have gotten. I actually really wanted a sandwich. So yeah, I'm fine with that. And I enjoyed it. It was pretty good. And I was able to look up how much carbs are in it, and I can actually eat a 6-inch sandwich at Subway. It's totally fine as far as carbs go. So that was a win-win. Now that the weather is going to become more reasonable starting tomorrow, I'm actually planning on, and hopefully I won't have any migraines, knock on leather. So I'm planning to actually cook food from scratch and make my own stuff instead of going out all the time, which is what I've been doing. Partly because I just got back from a trip, partly because I had a migraine, and partly because it was really hot and I don't really want to cook when it's super hot outside. So I'm going to switch back to my normal way of eating, which will be helpful for the video that I'm shooting, which is everything that I'm eating in a week. And right now it's been lots of takeout. So I'm going to get back to normal. So I reorganized my car and tidied up everything. Like, everything is so much better. I've took the camping stuff and put it in my storage. So now I am in town mode. And that just creates a lot more room inside here. Fundamentally, I'm still figuring out what stuff I actually need for camping mode. And there's some of the stuff that I brought that I actually don't need. So I think I'll end up with just a couple more things than I have in the car right now that I will need for camping mode, but a lot of stuff I don't need. I don't actually use. There's my bathroom stuff, like a little toilet thing and a thing for the toilet to go in, a little pop-up tent that I'm going to be trying out. I mean, I'm not going to literally try it out, but I mean, just set it up and see if it fits me very well. You know what I mean? And I am going to do that sometime soon, but that'll go in storage too. And that'll be something that I'll probably take with me the next time I travel. But yeah, I really want to make it sure that when I'm in town or when I'm traveling, that this space isn't like overflowing with stuff, that it's nice and comfy back there so I can lounge, which is what I actually was doing up until right now, is I was back here lounging, reading a book. So I want to make sure that this space is usable not just for sleeping, but also for lounging, because it's really good for me to be able to put my feet up. Hey all, so I really had a good day today. It was good to be productive and get a whole bunch of work done, a whole bunch of videos done, uploaded. I cleaned up in here, so the space is all nice. I mean, I really feel good about it. Having dedicated work day and then a whole bunch of stuff work to get done, and I got the work all done, and then still had a whole bunch of the day left to clean up this stuff, to read a book, you know, really made it be a nice day and reduced my stress. I mean, part of it is also like, I didn't have a migraine today, you know. It was hot, but actually cooled off. It's like 71 degrees now. It's lovely, lovely. I'm so happy about it. Going to bed, and it might be like in the 60s when I go to bed. Glorious. So yeah, just a good day, I think. And tomorrow is a project day and a hiking day. So I'm planning to go hiking somewhere actually very close. I don't want to always have my hiking be somewhere an hour away, because I want to be going hiking at least twice a week, maybe more, getting up to 3 times a week, because the best way to get better at something is to do the thing. And I want to build up my cardio specifically in my body, specifically for hiking. So when I, go on my other big trips, I'm in hiking shape. So I'm starting that tomorrow, and then also working more on the 10x10. Really, I'm moving on to working on all the electronics. I already have done a whole bunch of them, but I'm starting on boxes that haven't been sorted, on all the hard drives and laptops. I don't know. There's stuff I would like to get. There's like pictures and videos that I want to get. Everything else, it's like whatever. but pictures and videos. That's something that there's some time periods of digital pictures and videos that I don't have. I don't know where they are, and I'm hoping I'm going to be able to find them on external hard drives. Now, most of the external hard drives will hook up to a Mac, but not all of them. So that, and will it hook up to the Macs that I currently have? Will it even connect? Does it even have the right connectors? I don't know. So that's a project to start working on tomorrow, because that's one of the biggest kind of time sucks, is dealing with all the electronic stuff. And instead of putting it off, I just need to head on straight into it and get it done, you know, just get it done. So I'm going to read for a little bit longer here, and then I'll go to bed, move my car to my next spot and go to bed. I'm so happy to have like this nice space here where I don't feel like things are falling on top of me. This is like the optimal setup. As far as like the amount of stuff that's in here. So I'm really happy about that. I'm still going to be tweaking where everything goes, but yes, I like it much, much better. Hey all, so I found a place to hike. It's only 10 minutes from Planet Fitness. I mean, I actually been here before, but I just forgot about it, you know. It has tons of trails. They're all medium difficulty to actually difficult. It's very, very busy, but that's fine because this is for, you know, the daily hiking to build up my tolerance. So overall, my new routine about working, having dedicated work days and dedicated project days, which will, when I'm traveling, be dedicated, you know, travel, fun, hiking, blah, blah, blah days, is working well. The problem I have right now is when there's external factors that keep me from being able to really do it very well. So for example, right now I am on jury duty, and how it works in this county is that you're kind of on call for a week. And so every day at 5 o'clock, I have to go in to check to see if I need to come in the next day. So what that means is it's very hard to plan because I don't know if I'm gonna have to go in now. So tomorrow I have a podcast interview scheduled. Hopefully that will actually happen. Hopefully I won't be in for the jury. I have to cancel the guy, which I would really hate to have to do, cancel last minute, but I don't have any other appointments at specific times. But you know what, I can't plan to shoot video for my legal channel because I need to actually rent a hotel room to be my studio for that. I can't actually schedule that until I know whether or not I'm on a jury. So every day I'm only be able to really plan a day ahead, and that's after 5 o'clock. I really dislike that. And obviously serving on a jury is an important part of our legal system and having rights for people and all that kind of stuff. It's not that I'm complaining about having to serve on a jury or being on call for that. It's more like this whole like being on 24-hour notice for a week is not my cup of tea. So I'm not really able to be quite as productive as I might because I can't really do the next things I need to do for work. I do have stuff to do tomorrow, so assuming I don't have jury duty tomorrow, which I'll find out in just a few minutes, I have a podcast to do and I need to outline videos. So I have about 15 videos, topics selected, and then I need to start outlining them. No, I think it's 12. I have 12 videos, topics, outline selected. And they're batches of 4s. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to shoot all 12 in one day in a hotel, but I should be able to shoot 8, I think, in a day. Because the idea is I could shoot 4 of them in the one day and then 4 of them the next morning. But I want to have 12 outlined because just in case I have a ton of energy and I want to go ahead and shoot all of them, then that would be like multiple, a couple months of content. Depends on if I just post 1 video a week or I go to posting 2. For a while I was posting 2 videos a week. I don't know. I don't actually know. It doesn't actually make me more money to post 2 a week, interestingly enough. And I don't really get that many more views, and it's just only because my legal channel is very different than this channel. For my legal channel, any individual person who's a subscriber is not going to watch all my videos. Some of my videos are about what they're interested in. Let's say there's someone interested in trademarks, they're going to watch trademark videos, or there's some interest in LLCs, they'll watch LLC videos. They're not going to want to watch all of them, or most people aren't. I mean, some people will like binge, you know, right? But most people aren't going to be interested in all of them. And then there'll be the ones that are about starting a business. And then once they actually start the business, they're not going to watch the starting the business videos. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do want to get a bunch of stuff outlined. I have one thing to do for a client. But yeah, besides that, I'm really in a holding pattern. I have another work day scheduled for the weekend. I'm hoping I'll have, with the little kid, I'm hoping I'll have video to edit for this channel. Probably record some video for this channel over the next few days. I'm already recording video. I can record video every single day, but what I mean is I record video for like long-term videos. So I have videos this week that I'm recording that's everything I eat in a week. I have a video that's about cleaning out the storage room. These are things that the week-long videos or the month-long videos, you know, I can't actually edit them yet. I mean, I guess I could start editing, but I don't like to edit video until I have all the stuff shot. So I need to shoot a few more videos for this channel that are kind of one-shot videos. So things that are the 7 ways I do this, or the 6 places you can do that, or, you know, that kind of thing, where I can shoot it all at once and it'll be a relatively short 5 to 15 minute type video. And I could edit those maybe on my next work day. Yeah, it's kind of funny now that I'm having dedicated work days. I've become so efficient that I've started to run out of work. Weird problem, but that's really just because I can't film. All right, so I'm gonna head back to being productive on something maybe. I'll talk to you later, bye. So one thing that's weird about hanging out in parks, and for that matter, all kinds of random parking lots, is you see all the other people who are hanging out in parks and all kinds of other random parking lots. And they may not be in the exact same situation as me, but they're in a similar situation, you know? And it's just very interesting how many of us there are who, it could be someone who's traveling, who's living in their car. It could be someone who is currently far away from where they live. I mean, there's a lot of reasons that could be true, but it is interesting because I'll be in a parking lot for a long period of time and there'll be some other cars that are also there. And the people are in there. Sometimes they're in the car with super dark windows, and sometimes they're out and about and getting stuff out of their car, which tends to be how I am most of the time, especially in a park or somewhere like that. Yeah, it is interesting, this whole entire world of people who are doing something in some way, shape, or form that's similar to what I'm doing that you don't see usually if you're living in a house or apartment. You're kind of hidden from all of that. Okay, so here's a problem with living in the car and having most of your stuff in storage. I need my microphone. Okay, car, stop making beeping noise. I need my microphone for a podcast that I'm doing where I'm being interviewed on a podcast. And the software that this person is using only uses a laptop. So I want to have a mic so it sounds good. My microphone is in my storage. So I went there at 8, and the storage supposedly opens at 8:30. So I went there at 8:35 and the gate is still shut. And it's like, so I actually kept going and I had to go. I'm at a park right now and there's a restroom here. So I was able to use the restroom, and I'm just like, so I'm gonna have to keep driving by until it opens. And now the thing is, I could call the person. If I go by one more time and it's not there, I'll call them, but still. I'm recording a podcast today. I'm a guest on a podcast. And this is my little sound stage. Here's my view. We'll see how it goes. Hey y'all. So I've had a good couple of days. I think part of it is the new routine of having dedicated work days and dedicated other days, because it really helps me feel a sense of accomplishment at the end of the day, because I can look and be like, oh, I did all these things that I was supposed to do. I mean, I signed them to myself, but and I feel good about that. So that's actually been really nice. I feel like I'm making progress in the 10x10 storage. I'm making progress on my work. I've got my client work done. I mean, I had to send out a letter for a legal client. And so I don't have a printer in here. And I had originally planned on buying a printer, but I mean, I don't send enough stuff. I don't print enough things to have it really make sense to have something that I carry in here. So I have such limited space. I still have my printer. It's in my storage unit, my 5x5, but I couldn't get to it. It's like way in the back. I mean for it to be accessible, but it wasn't. So I just sent the file over to, what is it? It's not called Kinko's anymore. Till FedEx office. This is how old I am. I think of it as Kinko's. And had them printed. It was like 40 cents or whatever. And then took that to the post office, which I would have to go to anyway to send something priority. And it was not hard at all. So I'm really glad about that. I feel much more better about that. And that's something I could do from any halfway decent sized city, is going to have a FedEx office or some print thing. Like, the nice thing about FedEx office is you can go on their website and upload the file. So it makes it really easy to do. I also did a podcast where I was a guest on someone's podcast, and I was able to do that in the car. So I really feel like I can do kind of non-YouTube business things in the car, which is good and makes me happy. The other thing that makes me happy is I made ranch dressing. So I bought the powder for ranch dressing, and then used mayonnaise as the base, and then added a little bit of oil and ranch dressing. Yay. So I was very happy about that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is monosodium glutamate ranch dressing, but it tastes good, you know? It tastes good. So yeah, I think having the new schedule is actually very helpful for me. If I don't provide structure to my life, there isn't any, you know, because it used to be that structure was provided by my son's school schedule and things like that, you know. And then when I was homeschooling, I created structure for the homeschooling. And also when my son was going to their dad's on the weekend, that created structure in my life. I had the days my son was with me and the days my son went to their dad's house. So like now that my son's, you know, an adult and living on their own, I don't have this structure imposed from somebody else, or some structure that I'm creating for somebody else. I have to create it for myself. And I think it is really important to have that kind of structure. So I feel good about how I'm handling each day, and I'm balancing things. So I don't feel like I need to work every day. I'm balancing work with projects, with fun things. I'm actually scheduling going hiking. I'm, you know, making sure I build in the things that I want to do, not just the hiking to like enjoy hiking, but the hiking I'm doing right now is to build up my, I don't know, hiking muscles so I can do bigger hikes in a month or two. So yeah, I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy about the ranch dressing. I think the next dressing I want to make, it will be like a mustardy kind of dressing, because I have mustard, and mustard is almost shelf stable. So I'm thinking I could make some kind of mustard dressing, and maybe I add like one mayonnaise packet to that. Yeah, so I'm going to actually look that up right now. I'm going to look up a mustard dressing, because I think having multiple salad dressings is a way to improve my life. Also, I want to have more things I cook. You know, so today and last couple of days I've been making this scramble with eggs and peppers and onions and little potato. Like I cut up a potato into little tiny potato pieces. That has been really good, and also is adding another thing that I can cook. Because the nice thing about potatoes, you can buy small potatoes, so each potato is a serving for me. Because a big, huge, giant potato is way too much potato for me. And if I was living in a house, I could just eat half potato and put the rest in the fridge or something. But like, it doesn't keep that great in the fridge, but you could. But I don't have that, so I need to have one potato at a time. And also, I ate the entire pepper each time. Now, one thing is that the pepper, I bought 2 peppers at the same time. One I ate yesterday and one I ate today. The one I ate today was like starting to go bad. It wasn't bad, but there were parts of it that were not that good and that I did not eat. So I'm actually thinking like there are times where it actually makes sense to just go to the grocery store right before I cook, like in that morning, and be like, okay, I'm gonna pick up my vegetable for the day. Especially like one vegetable that I was thinking about getting was like a zucchini. Zucchini will not keep. So I was thinking about maybe tomorrow I'll get 1 zucchini, and then I'll make a stir fry kind of thing with rice and the last 2 eggs that I have, a fried rice kind of a thing, with the vegetable being a zucchini. Like I'm hoping they'll have like kind of small ones. I'll have to go to like a grocery store like Safeway or something. So, or maybe Lenardi's, but I think Safeway would have it cheaper than Lenardi, because Trader Joe's sells them in big, like a whole bunch at a time, and I'm not going all the way over to Walmart. I also do want to start going to less expensive grocery stores, going to like Grocery Outlet and going to some Asian grocery stores and places like that, because they will have cheaper produce, and that would probably be a really good idea. Yeah, that would be a fun thing for me to do, especially if I'm going to the grocery store every day or every other day. Might as well try a bunch of different grocery stores as I'm driving around doing different things. So that's what's going on with my schedule. I actually need to write down in my book the whole schedule thing, because I'm effectively making a video. One of the ways I make videos is I just talk about things and shoot things, and then I find the story or I find the video in the content that I create. And at any particular time, I may be making 2 or 3 or 4 different videos at a time, because they all have content that overlaps. Like right now I'm making this video about the new schedule. I'm also making a video about cleaning up my 10x10 storage, and I'm making a video about everything I eat in a week. So, and they're all overlapping. And then I'm also just creating, like, recording random things that I don't know how they're going to fit into anything. They'll go into some other video or no video, which is fine. Anyway, I'm going to rein this in. Make sure I write that down, that I'm actually shooting this video in my list of videos that I'm shooting. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye. So I realized something today, that my hiking place, since it has porta potties there, I can go there first, which makes a lot more sense to exercise, to do your hiking before you go to take a shower, especially because there's a lot of dust. So the like bottoms of my legs and my ankles get dusty. Obviously I can just clean that, but like it's nice just to do that and then go take a shower. Now, since I did that hike with the bathroom there, it's 7:22. I'm hungry, you know, so I'm eating my bars and having my cold brew, and do that before I go to the gym. Since I already worked out, I'm not going to eat before I work out, because while working out at the gym, I did a hike, and then I will take a shower. So I'll end up going to the gym it'll be probably 20 minutes or something before I go in there, because I need to like actually finish eating and everything. I'm going to see what the gym is like at 8 a.m. I haven't been there that late. I know, late. So yeah, it will be interesting to see how this routine works from the perspective specifically of going to the gym later, and what is the gym like? Are there a lot of people taking showers at that time? And it may be that there's fewer people taking showers, you know, that most of the taking showers people come super early. I don't know. There was one time when I was at the gym when there were every single shower, all 4 of them were being used. And right now, or at least as of yesterday, one of the showers was out of service. So there would only need to be 3 people taking showers for all of them to be used. Obviously, not all of them would take a really long shower. I could just wait, so it's not obviously the end of the world. But it'll be interesting to see what the vibe is at a different time of day. So it may be that days like this, that are my project / hiking, whatever days, actually have a different schedule than my work days. Okay, so that was good. I went to the gym to take my shower after hiking, and it was like 7:45 or something when I got there. There was only one other person in the locker room doing their shower, makeup, blah, blah, blah routine. So totally enough room. So that worked out really well. And I actually don't know what time it is, because my time is on my phone. I can start the car, but whatever. So now I can finish up my morning things. And that actually is one of the big things about changing my schedule. I'm now looking for my organizer. About changing my schedule, because if I don't, I need to make sure that I still do my morning routine things. No, this needs to go in there. And including like the things that I want to do, like study Spanish and Japanese. And then also things that I want to do every day. Well, I take my vitamins and do my financial stuff. I'm going to do a video in the future on my morning routines, but I wanted to kind of get them worked out, and how I kind of I may end up having 2 different routines. One routine is a hiking day, and another routine is a working day, or non-hiking, I guess it would be. So anyway, I'm really glad that worked out. I'm all set for the day. Right now I'm arranging, because I didn't make I think I need new garbage bags. How many of these do I have left? I need new garbage bags. I'm gonna leave this out so I put it on my list, because otherwise I'll forget. I forgot to take the trash out last night, so I had to like close up the trash bag so it wasn't disgusting inside the car. That is actually something that annoys me when I forget, is to taking out the trash, because what happens is I get to my place to sleep and I'm like, oh no, like, and I can't really do anything about it at that point unless I'm gonna leave the place to sleep and then come back, and I feel like that's weirder and makes it non-stealthy. So I have yesterday's trash in here. It's all closed up though, you know. Sometimes I'll actually take it into Planet Fitness and throw it away in there, but I did not remember to do that today, which is fine. I'll throw it away the next time I get somewhere, and then I have stuff to recycle. I mean, does it even matter if I throw this in recycling? Because they only recycle like what, 20% of plastics? Whatever, okay, that's not something to get upset about right now. And I need to find my organizer so I can find my things I need to do, because otherwise, how am I gonna live life? All right, so this morning I have done my walk slash hike slash exercise. Look at this week, look at all those X's. Super, super good. It's totally okay when I have weeks like this with very few X's. That's totally fine. But I really do develop a sense of accomplishment by doing all my habits. All right, so now is Spanish, Japanese, vitamins, financial tracking. Obviously, my meds is the last thing, and that is something I do in the evening before I go to bed. So yeah, so I feel very good about the fact that I did the hike this morning and that I kind of did this new order routine and it worked. I also take comfort in another place to go to the bathroom. The more places I know where to pee, the better. And so the idea that there's trailheads in town. Now, the porta potty is not right at the trailhead, which I think they did on purpose. It's a little bit up the trail, but not that far really. Like, it's totally fine to just walk up it. It's actually, the trail's paved at that point. It's super weird. And there's 4 of them, and it has a hand washing, so very choice. So yeah, I'm very happy with this. So I'm gonna keep trying this new arrangement. Tomorrow is a project day, but I'm not planning to go hiking, but I might. We'll see how I feel by the end of the day today and on how the sorting goes. If it goes well, I might have tomorrow be a hiking day as well. And then this weekend though, I'm planning to work out at the gym. Number one, because the hiking places will be super, super packed. They're already super busy anyway, the ones that are closed. And number two, the gym has fewer people, so it'll be easier to work out. So yeah, that's the plan. So today's Thursday, and I still have to check the jury duty thing tomorrow between noon and 1 to make sure I'm not going to put it on jury Friday afternoon. So I'm still in a holding pattern with the rest of my life. However, I am planning that tomorrow, at least in the morning, I'm going to be working on the sorting stuff, going through the 10 by 10. So I have this box that was kind of the big box in that area to get through. And then I want to go through what is underneath the furniture, because I went on what's on top of the furniture. I was going to go through what's underneath the furniture. I don't actually know at all what's underneath there. And then I'm thinking I need to start in the next aisle after that. But if I don't get put in a jury, then what I'm going to do is look for and get the 5 by 10 storage and move my 5 by 5 stuff to my 5 by 10 that I don't have yet, which will include renting a U-Haul, which I think I'll do that on Monday because I don't want to do it on the weekday when I don't have to deal with beach traffic or any of that bizarreness, and just can do it on a weekday. I think it'll be a lot easier, probably easier to get a U-Haul too. And then I have somewhere to put the stuff in my storage room that I want. There's a bunch of stuff near the front that actually I want. It just literally didn't fit in the 5 by 5. So I'd be able to get some of those things out of there and be able to get more into the 10 by 10. I'm starting to run into just a pure logistical problem with not being able to go through stuff because there's so much stuff, especially in the front. Like in the back, there's totally room, but there's not in the front. So yeah, so tomorrow, that's the plan. Today, it's after 5 o'clock, but I still need to go back to that storage one more time so I can put that box in it and then put the things I want to keep in it. So I want to do that relatively early because last time I went after 10 and it creeped me out. So I want to do it a little bit earlier than that. That means I need to do my cephaly device here at the park because I'm only comfortable doing that at the park as of right now, or at somebody's house or something like that, because I have to like lay down to do that. If I was able, like one thing I wish I could do, but totally does not work in this build, is I wish I could put this seat down so I could lay down to take a nap or use my device. I tried just sleeping in a seat, but what happens is like I slide down all the time, and because my feet can't be flat even, my ankles swell up. So it just does not work for me. I know that there's a lot of people who do that, and you know, people can sleep on planes and all that stuff, and that works well for them. I mean, it is definitely better than nothing, but my feet, my ankle, not only will my ankles swell up, they will ache. They will ache because of that. So it is better to sleep flat. But that means that to be able to use my cephaly device or take a nap for that matter, I have to move these things out of the way and then be able to lay down, which feels weird in a random parking lot, you know, like this is a parking lot at a park. I'm not saying it's not weird at all, but there's like nobody very close to me at all. So I feel like no one cares, and I do it all the time, and apparently no one's gonna come around and tell me that I can't do it. So that's the current status of how we are right now on working on that, and also working on my storage room stuff. So we'll see. One thing that's hard with the plan for having certain days to be work and certain days to be projects / travel / fun things like hiking, etc., is when I don't have control over my own schedule. So right now I'm in this whole jury duty holding pattern thing, and so I can't plan anything really past tomorrow at noon, the next time I have to check it. Once I find out if I don't have to report for jury duty tomorrow afternoon, on a Friday afternoon, then I can start planning ahead. But otherwise, I'm still just waiting. I do have that next week on Tuesday. I have 2 client calls Tuesday morning. So that is something that's already on my schedule. If I did get put on a jury, I'd have to move those. And I don't even know what I'd reschedule them to. I have to just tell them we'll have them when we have them, because I wouldn't be able to. Maybe I could move it to a weekend or something like that. It all depends if I got sequestered, which getting sequestered as a jury is very unusual. So there's that. I also, I'm theoretically planning that if I'm not on a jury, Monday will be I'll move my 5x5 to my 5x10 storage, assuming I feel okay. And then Tuesday I'll have client calls, so Tuesday will be a work day. And then maybe Wednesday I'll go back to all the storage project things, and I'll go from there. That's a tentative idea. Now this weekend, I'm planning to have 1 work day and 1 project day. Now, what I do for that work day really does depend on whether or not I have jury duty. Yeah, so I think that's the thing, is I really don't like having control over my life. Obviously, if I structure my business and my work and everything to be like this, I want to have control over my life, because I'm the, person who's making a decision about all these wackadoodle things that I do. So it really bothers me. Obviously, serving on a jury is an important civic duty. I don't object to serving on a jury as a concept. I just don't like losing control. Yeah, so I've been doing this new schedule of having dedicated work days and dedicated project days that will turn into fun days when I'm traveling. And I actually think I need to make an edit to it, which is what I'm doing today. Today it's going to be the kind of catch-all day. So it is random errands, it is random things that I need to do. So like I need to go to my 5x5 storage, I need to actually clean the inside of the car, like as in cleaning the inside of the windows and dusting and cleaning out the little, cup holder things and stuff. There's like grossness in here. I need to organize my trunk. I wrote down clean car in here twice. That's something I don't need to do twice. I need to charge all my devices. I need to do all my inboxes. I just need to do a whole bunch of little things. And I want to make that the focus of today, is all those little things. So that way I can kind of tie up a whole bunch of loose ends. I also want to set up my new camera in the new case I got, because I haven't really been using it yet. Just all that kind of stuff. Oh, when I worked out today, I'm working out focusing on being able to hike. So I'm doing the elliptical instead of just doing the treadmill. And on weights, I upped my weights. So I've actually moved over to a different thing of dumbbells, the bigger dumbbells. And I actually picked up 30s today. So yeah, it's kind of fun and makes me feel, kick ass. And it will be helpful for hiking too. Yay, I'm released from jury duty service. Okay, it's Friday midday and I have been released from jury duty service so I can actually plan the rest of my life because I'm not going to be serving on a jury for the next number of days, weeks, months of every year. It rarely happens, but still. So now I can actually look at my calendar and decide what I'm going to do next week. Now on Tuesday, is definitely going to be a work day because I have 3, as of right now, client calls in the morning. Not quite sure where I'm going to do those from. One's at 8, one's at 9, one's at 9:45. The problem was with 8 a.m. is I can't actually be here at the park yet. So I don't actually know. So I'm going to write that in as a work day. And then I am also thinking about what are the other things I'm going to do next. I want to get a hotel room to film video for my legal channel. So that will be really 2 work days because I'll check in there as soon as I can and then I'll keep recording and stuff until late morning. I actually thought about doing it that day when I have the 3 client calls, but then I can do the client calls from a car. That's actually okay. I just have to figure out where I'm going to literally be. I mean, I could just be sitting in the CVS parking lot. The reason I brought that up because CVS parking lot has amazing fast 5G. Why? I don't know. Just happens to be located. Maybe there's a tower right there or something. So I probably will just do those calls from a parking lot somewhere, or at least the first 8 a.m. call. So for my work day where I'm like that afternoon, morning work day, maybe I'll do that Thursday and Friday. Maybe I'll do it Thursday night. I'll look and see what prices are on hotel rooms. And then Monday, Wednesday could be project days. And also go hiking on those days. That might be a good balance. Work on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And then on the weekend, I actually think it's a better idea to leave the weekend open because then I can kind of use it as a floater day depending upon what I got done during the week. That's my current plan, but I'm gonna go and look at hotels to see what kind of a deal I can get on a hotel that I can stage easily for me to shoot video for my other channel. So one aspect of living in a car that I did not fully appreciate, even though it is kind of obvious and I don't know, is weather and how dependent I am on weather and how chaotic and random weather is. The thing is that you can look at the predictions for what weather is going to be, but it doesn't mean that weather is going to be like that. And so you can make a plan based on that, but you kind of have to plan for everything. You know, if it says, oh, it's going to be in the low 80s for the next week, oh, okay, that's fine. I can totally, handle that without any problem at all. But then all of a sudden, it's going to be 93. This is actually talking about next week. And it's like, it is hard to plan life because of weather. And this is just temperature. Eventually, I'm going to be traveling to places where it rains and snows and all the things. So I have to be prepared for all those things. Yeah. So one thing that's weird I find about weekends is that the parks are super busy. This is a summer, it's August. It's probably the weekend before lots of school starts. Some schools started last week. And it's also warm this weekend. And even going to be warmer on tomorrow and the next day. So people want to go to the beach. They want to go to the park. They want to have their barbecue, etc. Those are all the parks are the places that I hang out at, right? So it ends up that I don't have good places to go on kind of holiday weekends, summer weekends. Those are actually the most difficult times during the day for me to find a place to go. Now, I actually think the most difficult time will be big holidays when things are closed, like Christmas Day to some extent. Nowadays, is not as much stuff closed on those holidays. I remember one time I was on a road trip. I was trying to travel on Thanksgiving Day and I couldn't find anywhere to get breakfast because like McDonald's and everything was closed. I eventually went to a gas station, but a lot of the gas stations were closed. And this is back a long time ago. This was in the 1990s. So when I say a gas station was closed, I mean the pumps were closed because everything was closed back then because it was old-fashioned times.